Today we're talking all about anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. So I've been asked by so many of you for a workout for both anterior and posterior pelvic tilt, and I've always said no, but today is different. I want to give you accurate information about your body to help empower you and give you confidence moving forward. So we are going to do that today, and we're going to follow it up with a little workout that you can do daily. The first thing that I need you to know is that anterior and posterior pelvic tilt are not a healthcare diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis. It's not a disease, and in most people, it's not even a problem. Posterior and anterior pelvic tilt are simply a way to describe where your pelvis is sitting in relation to your lumbar spine and something we call the plumb line. It is an observation, but it is not always a problem. Many times it's not at all. So let's talk about what a tilt is. So if I'm standing here to the side, if I go into an anterior pelvic tilt, that's what it means here, where I get kind of an increased curve in my lumbar spine. And then a posterior pelvic tilt is going to tilt you under. And when we use that label, if you've ever been given that label, it's probably from a fitness professional, a healthcare professional, someone in your life who has seen how you were standing and told you that you stand in an anterior posterior pelvic tilt. There may or may not be truth to that. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. But second, like I said, is that it isn't always a problem. So let's talk about some reasons why you might have a tilt in your pelvis. It might just be you were born that way. Depending on how you stand and different structures in your body, you really might simply stand in more of an anterior or a posterior tilt than the person next to you. Another reason you might have a tilt is simply life experiences. A really great example of this is a woman when she's pregnant. As she progresses in her pregnancy and as that baby gets heavier, her body will automatically go into an anterior pelvic tilt to help support that. That's not something that we want to correct. We want her there to help support the baby. Another reason you might be in a tilt is guarding or pain. That is really common after any kind of surgery, especially abdominal issues. It's common to actually end up in a posterior pelvic tilt because you have pain or some guarding in that area. And then another reason you might end up with a pelvic tilt is because of imbalances in other areas. If you have a really tight spine, if you have tight hip flexors, if you have some weakness in your abdominal muscles, if you have a problem with your foot and you end up limping, anything like that could eventually lead to your body experiencing a pelvic tilt. But again, it's really important to understand the why before you decide if it's something you feel like you need to correct. Now, we are going to get into a short workout that you can do daily, but I want you to know it's not specific to correct either anterior or posterior pelvic tilt. And this is why. The first thing is what I've touched on. You might not need to correct it. If you are pregnant and you sit in an anterior pelvic tilt, I'm not going to have you try to correct it. Your body is there for a reason. If you don't have any pain or any problems at all, but someone out of the blue told you that you have a tilt, you don't need to worry about it. If you don't have any problems whatsoever, it's not necessarily something that you need to correct. So keep those things in mind. And then the second thing about the workout is you really have to dive deep to know why you're in a tilt before you can know how you can specifically correct it. So it would be irresponsible for me to say specifically to you, this workout is going to fix or help your alignment issues, because we all have a different reason for it. So the workout today is going to address the general things that we need just for a healthy pelvis and a lumbar spine. So we're going to work on pelvic mobility, which is good for all of us to have. So we'll work on pelvic mobility, some hip strength, and some hip mobility. And then I'll also have some links to some workouts below that again just can help lead to a really healthy, balanced, strong pelvis, hip, lumbar spine, and core. I hope that helps. I hope that encourages you. And then let's get to the workout. So I'm gonna have you laying down on your back, and you'll see I have this really small Pilates ball, squishy ball, playground ball. You could also use a pillow if you have one close, but this is totally optional. If you don't have it, no big deal. And like I said, just use a pillow, fold it up, put it between your knees. But we are gonna have that between our knees if you have that close, and have your feet flat. And we're gonna do some work on our pelvis. So this is a small movement. It might not even make a lot of sense as we start, but just stick with me. It's really important. So we're gonna start with pelvic tilts. So what I want you to do is imagine this pelvis as a bowl of water. Your pubic bone is the front, your belly button is the back, and then your hip points here are side to side. And what you're gonna do is tip that bowl towards your knees. Okay, so I'm making this arch in my low back. And then I'm gonna roll through the center, and then I'm gonna tip the bowl towards me, like the water's gonna come out to my belly button. And then through the center again, tip so the water goes down on the pubic bone side. You can also just think of this like a rocking horse. That's a nice visual too. And especially if you do suspect you might have a little bit of a tilt, that just again tells me maybe there's some imbalance somewhere. So this might be hard. That's the only thing to note is, oh, does this feel really loose and open? But if you're here and you found this video, then I'm guessing this might feel either a little stiff or maybe just kind of unorganized. Like, oh, my body just doesn't know how to do that. That's why I want you to do a lot of them, okay? Our body learns by repetition. So even if you say, oh my gosh, this doesn't make sense, or I'm not moving anywhere, I'm only moving an inch, keep doing it. Keep going, keep going. You're convincing your body it can move in these ways. That's really important. Another thing is I don't want you squeezing your buns here. You're not clenching anywhere. You're just trying to make it flow forward and backward. All right, now let's find that resting place right in the middle again. Now, this one's a little different. You're gonna go side to side. So my left kind of hip point goes down, like the water's gonna slosh out that side. And then I'm gonna slosh out the other side. And I can tell you right now, that right side does not go down for me. Like it does a little bit, but oh my gosh, it doesn't flow like the other side does. And that's normal, okay? You're not trying to figure it all out right now. You're just noticing it. You're just curious. And then now, this is the final piece to this part. You're gonna combine it all for a circle. So let's take your tailbone down. Like I'm dipping towards my pubic bone, my tailbone's down. Then I'm gonna roll to the right, then up to my belly button, to the left, and then tailbone, and then reverse directions. So we're only gonna do 2 in each direction for the sake of this video today, but again, if you continue to do this, I mean, you could sit and do 10 of them. We're really mobilizing the pelvis, because as I said, if you think you have a problem in tilt one way or the other, a lot of times it's because that pelvis just doesn't feel free to move. And then back to center. Nice job. Now, take it so that you're tucking your tailbone again, but continue to roll up all the way into a bridge. Then you inhale at the top, and then exhale, roll down. We're trying to roll one vertebrae at a time. Release it at the bottom, curl, roll up. Inhale at the top and roll down. And if you're wondering about the pillow between your knees, that activates the inner thighs a little bit. Okay, so that's our strengthening component. We're strengthening glutes, hamstrings right now, and inner thighs. All really important for the pelvis. All right, when you come down, stay here. Remove that ball. Place it to the side. Roll up again. Maintain your hip position and lift the left leg and down, right leg and down. Because again, if there is an imbalance and one hip is stronger than the other or weaker than the other, this is a good way to help work that. You're trying to keep the hips level. Don't let them drop. And definitely don't let one drop more than the other. That's kind of what you'll see if one is weaker than the other. Nice job. Place it down and then roll back down. Nice job. Roll onto your left side. Head in your hand. Knees are bent, one on top of the other. Hips are stacked, and just lift your top knee and lower. So I have my heels in line with my tail. We're just doing a little outer hip work now. Very possible you've done something like this before. It's called a clamshell. We love these in physical therapy. So if you've ever been to PT, it's possible you've been given clamshells. Okay, 2 more. Nice job. And we'll just slowly go to the other side. So whatever works best for you, you can press up and over, take your time. So everything's stacked again, hips stacked, heels in line with your hips, and you lift the top knee, and you're only lifting the knee as much as you can that your pelvis doesn't roll back. And 4 more. 2, 1. Nice job. Press yourself up and bring your legs in front of you. Have your legs mat distance apart. This is the last piece that we're going to add to this workout. We're going to really open up the upper spine. So you're going to sit up as tall as you can, up on your sit bones. Legs are straight. Pull the toes back towards you. And if this does not work for you, if you can't get up straight in your spine, just sit on maybe a small cushion or a small stool. Hands behind your head, and inhale, rotate to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, center. So we are mobilizing actually the hips with this position and that upper spine. Really important when it comes to making sure the pelvis feels comfortable and safe being in the position that's best for it. 1 more each side. Nice. Bring your hands in front, and just one time, release forward, find a stretch, and slowly restack. And that's a great routine that you could do every day just to help the mobility and health of your pelvis and your low back and your hips. I'll see you on your mat soon.